Well, it's been a little while, but I'm back with another Back from the Boot Fair. And this is actually two boot fairs worth. So, yeah, double bubble. It's a lovely evening, September evening. And we've just been fixing up bikes because I'm cycling tomorrow for the first time in about 4 years. So that should be interesting. Coming up later this week on the channel, on Wednesday, I'm doing another Any Reseller Questions. But I think it's just going to be a bit more of a general chat. And we've got Zahir Malik on. And I'm going to be quizzing him about his shop ventures. Got Shelley Shelster-Rooney. Talk to her about how she's selling her jewellery. That'll be interesting. And got Lee Cola Flipper on. And talking about his sort of like specialism. So, you know, what I want to talk about is different ways of selling and sort of like specialist areas you might have. I don't know if we can fit it all in an hour. I wouldn't mind just sort of like hearing about Z for an hour and maybe Shell for an hour and then Lee for an hour. That'd be quite good. But we've got that coming up on Wednesday, 7:30. Before I show you the haul, let me show you something that I managed to fix. And I'm so chuffed. So this got fixed. Game Gear. And I'm rather chuffed. Let me turn it off. Well, I could play Sonic all day. But this was a really, really difficult job. Let me turn it off and flip this around. So yeah, I bought that and it was, I've got another one. And I will do a fixed video on it, even though it's going to be filmed beforehand. No way I'm doing that live. It's the most difficult thing I've ever fixed. It involved unsoldering and then soldering back on 20 capacitors. And they're teeny tiny capacitors. And glad I did it, and learnt a lot. Took a lot of time, and I was up late doing it last night, and sort of finished it off this morning. But it is done. It is fixed, and I will tell you all the little bits I found out about it when I do the other one, because that needs a recap too. Right, on to some of the bits I got over the weekend. Here we go. So first off, this came with a few other bits, but this Xbox One cost 40 quid. This was the price he had on it, but I got some other bits and got some discounts on them. I got this and a Wii U. So, yeah, it came with a controller, a couple of games. I'm assuming they're in there. Yeah, they're in there. Just Cause. I don't know anything about games. But 40 quid, the fact that it was boxed. I remember I passed up on a PS4 not too long ago, and that was 50, and I kind of regretted it. I don't know what the CEX prices are. I don't really keep up to speed with it, but I know even for a controller to replace one of those, you're probably looking at 20 quid. So 40 quid for the console as well, a couple of games, and the fact that it's boxed seemed like a good deal to me. One of the other things that came with that, there were three things, was a Wii U. So that's been tested and is working, and that was 40 quid as well. And the third thing, which I'll show you, which is a sort of mix of Walkmans and things, that was 40 originally, and I got it for 30. So not much of a discount on the whole lot. The whole lot cost me 110 for the sort of like 3 bits. But I was glad I got them. Felt like, with Christmas coming, I think consoles will be going out. So let me show you all the Walkmans and stuff. I think they might be still in the car. Right, I'm in the car. I'm in the back seat of the car. Why am I here? Well, I'm here because the granny trolley's here. And I'm going to go through it. So here's some other bits that I got today, and then we'll go on to yesterday's boot fair, which was, again, good vintage bits. So let me show you what's in the granny trolley. Right, here we go. Vintage games. Formula One. I've had it before. And, yeah, it went for quite good money, as I remember. 15 to 20, I think. Cost 3 quid. Always happy to have that. And another vintage game. These games, they're a little bit annoying because I have to go Hermes because of the size, but they are classics. Now, yeah, I picked this up not too long ago. So I will have to refer to my price because I can't remember, but I think it was 20-ish. It's weird. It must have been about 3 months ago I picked that up. So that cost £2. I got a couple of Olympus AF, AM, Trip AF, whatever they're called. I always tend to pick these up. These won't be mega bucks, but that costs 2 quid. So I think I'm probably looking at about 20 quid. Maybe, hopefully. I just love them though, easy to pack. Bubble wrap, bit of cardboard around it, in a bubble mailer, easy peasy. Right, this next one, and all the bits have just fallen out. I only got this because it's Therapy, the game of Therapy. I got it because we used to have it when I was at home with my mum and dad. We used to have this Therapy game, and it's all questions like, you know, well, therapy questions basically. And I seem to remember looking it up at some point, and it had some value, but I could be completely wrong on that. So it could be that I've completely wasted £2, which would be horrific. But we'll see. Yeah, you get these little therapy blots, think blots. What do you see there? Teddy bear, obviously. Bird on a twig. I don't know what I see in that one. Some horribly deformed crawling babies, maybe. A man. Who knows? Right, we're moving into the boot now. We've got some discarded hoodie tops. So this lot which I'm about to go through is the rest of the bundle, the third item in the bundle. So this was 40 but got reduced to 30. So that's a Commodore dataset unit. Pac-Man board game. I've had this before. It always has balls missing. I didn't check it. I've got a feeling I should have checked it really. Here we go. This is where I look like a clown. Oh, well, it looks good. It's got all the 4 Pac-Men and the ghosts. So that's a good start. It's got the board as well. So don't look too bad. It's the balls that are always missing. But I'm sure I've sold it with a couple of balls missing. It's a bit knacked there, but, you know. Glad it looks like it's pretty much there. So there was that, and then a load of Walkmans, and it's about 5 Walkmans. I think they're all Sony. I don't expect them to work. They probably need the bands changing. Now this is going to go horribly wrong, but I mean there are 5 others. Also in the bundle was a PSP, but it doesn't have a battery cover, so I've got to test that. There was that, which is an Olympus. Here we are. So we've got Panasonic, and a Panasonic. Oh no, Sony there. 2 Panasonics and Sony. So that little lot, 5 Walkmans, dictaphone, PSP, Pac-Man, and the data set, that was 30 quid. They were doing these Walkmans for a £5 each. The third-party controller for N64 was £1.50. That little thing was £3.50, I think. Another Olympus. Can't get it out. What is it? It's an AM, I think. Nice case. AM 100. That was £2. Oh, that PSP had a charger as well, which is always good. The pass out was 50p, I think. And these 2 sealed jigsaws of the Titanic, they were 50p each. This Master Chef, never used, actually never used, not just saying that. That was £18. And the woman had an Argos catalogue, and she was going, look, they're so expensive, because I was trying to get it for 15. She wanted 20 originally, but she even priced it up. Never been used. So yeah, got it for 18 in the end. And it is brand spanking new. Now I know Nick parts these out and makes a killing on them, and it might be worth doing that, but it seems a shame to do it seeing as it is brand new. So I'll have to have a think about that one. And the last thing from today was, well, it's in here. It's a black Wii. And I think it's got a couple of remotes, no games or anything. But this is the first thing I bought, so it's good to get up and running. The bloke said it had been under the bed for ages. It's got a couple of microphones, which is interesting. Got a Motion Plus remote there. Has it got 2? I'm not too sure. Might have. Don't know. I'll have a rummage later. I'm hoping it has, but maybe it hasn't. Maybe just one remote and 2 nunchucks. But yeah, black Wii, that was a tenner. Right, let's move on to yesterday. Right, I've got a batch of Instax stuff. I've never bought this stuff before. I've got a camera and some film. So there's 4 film packs. The middle one's been used, but these 2 either side have got 2 film packs in. So that was a £5. So 4 film packs for a £5. And to go with it is the camera. And again, this was the first thing I bought. Looks nice in the box. I've always sold Polaroids, never sold this Instax stuff, so it's a new one on me. That was a tenner. They weren't budging, but it seemed okay. I think it'll go for around about 30. Looking at comps, maybe more. I need to sort of like have a good look at it. But yeah, interesting to do a new sort of thing. And then talking of new things, this one's new. It's a CB radio, not as good as the Mega CB radio I got a few months back, but it's a Ready Rescue. I had to look it up. It looks quite vintagey. Let's see if I can get this out without it crushing everywhere like it normally does. Carefully does it. So yeah, it looks in nice condition. And looked it up, and there were comps on it and solds, and for around about, well, lowest was 10, but they mainly around the 30 mark, and I bought it for 10. It was off one of the guys that, you know, always has good stuff. Originally wanted 20, but he's good because if you do look up a price and you sort of say, you know, this is what it goes for, he'll trust you and give it to you for the price. So that's good. Right, going into more vintagey stuff. Oh, a couple of games. Cheese Touch again. I've picked this up not too long ago. That was £1, I think. And Cluedo, which is completely beat up, but is purely bought for parts because everybody always needs Cluedo parts. That was £1 as well. And when I was bringing it in, it all fell out. But we won't worry about that. This is a bit of a throwback to my childhood. And in actual fact, I had him. I had his boss, Oscar Goldman, and his exploding briefcase. I had his arch enemy, Maskatron, right up until about 10 years ago. And I sold them on eBay. And it was before I was full-time reseller or avid collector of, you know, things that 40-year-old blokes collect from the 70s and 80s. But, yeah, managed to pick up Steve Austin with his bionic eye. Unfortunately, he doesn't have... If you're buying this, well, if you recognise it, you'll probably know. But you look at to see if he's got the microchips. There's one there, and there's one up in his upper arm. You look at to see if he's got his shoes, his red trainers. He hasn't got his red trainers. He has a big car engine weight that he lifts up, and when you do the arm's supposed to go up. I don't know if that's working. That might need a fix, but I mean, apart from that, cosmetically, he's in good condition. I paid 15 for him. Bit of a sentimental buy. Oh, almost dropping him again. You know, and this is in good condition. You know, normally that could be ripped off. But yeah, he does have white socks and red trainers, and he hasn't got those. But things like this, I just like buying them. I mean, I don't think there's a great deal of sort of return on investment. I might have bought him for 15. I may sell him for 30 if I'm lucky, you know. But it's nice to have a sprinkling of this nostalgic, you know, good stuff in your shop. It makes it more interesting for me selling it, to be honest. I can't be picking up videos for a £5 all the time and selling them for 40 quid. It would do my head in. So that's a nice little bit of retro. Talking of retro, I mean, I do love a retro computer, and I was in the middle of a conversation with Luke, which I'm sure was very, very interesting about, you know, the sort of normal rubbish we talk about, and I cut him off cold because I spotted this, and I was gone. I'm sure he'll forgive me, but yeah, it was. This is an Amstrad CPC 464, so this would have been around. Probably, you know, 84, 85. I do remember one of my friends having this, and if you were my age in the early 80s and you really, really wanted a Spectrum or possibly a Commodore, and your parents went and got this, or a BBC Micro, you're like, oh my God. But, you could get games for it. But it's just all the other kids at school, they wouldn't have had an Amstrad. So, yeah, that was that on its own. No power supply, but I think it just does take a normal, kind of normal lead. So hopefully I can just use my multi-voltage adapter to test it out and see if it's working. It looks in good condition. That was 20 quid. So, yeah, so I can't argue with that. I think I've got one more thing, because I didn't get much. I sort of... Oh, here's one thing under here. In actual fact, this is part of the last thing. So it was a PS2 Slim. Sorry about it, it's a bit dark in here. And another GameCube. We've been doing quite well on the GameCubes recently. Looks in good nick. They said it was broken. And the funny story about this is I was told, I think it might have been Lee who told me. I forget who told me. So someone told me that, there's a GameCube up on that stall. And he must have said near the bloke with the beard, with the long hair and a beard on the phone. So I went up to this big old bloke with long hair and a beard, and I went, "Have you got a GameCube?" And he was like, "No." And I turned around, and everyone was saying, "No, the next stall." So, yeah, got it eventually. They say it's. I think they mentioned it was broken, but I've never had a broken GameCube. And if it's not reading the discs, it will just be like changing the intensity of the laser, which is just turning a screw on a potentiometer. I'm figuring it will be an easy fix. Anyway, that and the PS2 Slim, which doesn't have a power supply. The two of them are £15. So what's that? £7.50 each. But that's what I got yesterday. I kind of went round and oh no, there was one more thing, and this is quite a nice thing. Just one more thing. Again, doing my Columbo. I've got a feeling there was also something really big that I've missed, but I can't think what it is. So we won't worry about it. Right, I'm now struggling with this. I haven't been doing many uploads this week because I've been doing all this listing challenge, which is on Nick's channel tomorrow. The results should be interesting. I'm sure Nick's done a lot of items, and Derek's done a lot of items, and Georgia's done a lot of value. So we'll see how I stack up. But yeah, God, it's been a full-on week. It really feels like I've been working. Anyway, this is nice. It's just a sampler. Lots of Liberty prints. And I might ask Karin the Sewing Thrifter, check out her channel. She knows about stuff like this, or I think she does. It must be, I don't know how many, 50, 100 maybe in there. Beautiful, beautiful thing. I just saw it and thought I've got to have it. And that was £6. So something I know absolutely nothing about. It's quite a big old size, pretty bigger than A3. But yeah, I'm sure someone will be after that. So there we go. Right, let me turn you around and finish off. Right, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Some nice bits there. Yeah, saw some really good bits this weekend. Didn't get them all, but that's the name of the game, isn't it? So pleased with the bits I got. Especially I love that Liberty thing. I mean, it might not be worth any money. And the Amstrad was good. Good bit of old vintage, and the Barnet Man. Love the Barnet Man. That's something I had. So if ever I found like an Evil Knievel, I'd just be in dreamland. But for now, I'm going to have a cup of tea. Like I say, tomorrow, Monday, I'll be doing my List 5 Live, although I don't really feel like listing, seeing as I've been going a bit mad listing, this week just gone. Might just have a chat, who knows. And then on Wednesday, probably have a day off Tuesday. Wednesday, 7:30 is Zahir Shop Malak and Shelster Rooney and Cody Flipper Lee, all coming on the channel. So if you've got any questions, let us know. And what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else then. Completely forgotten. Oh, and Nick's doing his stream on Monday. It's still something I've forgotten, but if I remember, I'll mention it tomorrow morning. But for now, I hope you all had a good weekend sourcing, and hopefully see you soon. Take care. See you later.